What's up, everybody? So today I wanted to be very intentional with the content that I created for the sole purpose of encouragement, understanding that you can get what you want. And I know, contrary to popular belief, with hard work and dedication, you could achieve it all. And while I'm still going through my path of success and my journey of becoming the best version of myself for my family, my wife, my future children, I want to ensure that everybody in my circle is in a space where they can feel confident that nobody's going to bash on them. They're going to have a support system that believes in them, and that they could always count on me. So I started my evening with a walk, and I wanted to be very intentional with the content that I was going to share with everybody. And originally what I wanted to do was find the science behind why it benefits you to think of positive outlooks, so things that you want before you go to bed and as soon as you wake up. There's many books that talk about the law of attraction and how you should do things like affirmations, creating a vision board, etc. And I found it all to be true. So what I would like to do is share all my takeaways from the video. I'll post the video in my comments so you all can give it a watch. From what I gathered though, everything begins with a mindset shift. We're conditioned to start to think about everything wrong in our life. And one of the things that he touches on is converting that negative thought into a positive thought. To put it into perspective, you want to ensure that you're speaking things into existence. And by starting with shifting to positivity, you're now telling the universe that you want good things to happen to you. It's as simple as, if you want people to smile at you more, you should be smiling more. So essentially, you attract what you put out. He has an example where if you're talking about having a bad day, more than likely you're gonna have a bad day. He put together an analogy of, your brain being factory, and there's factory workers in there. So if you start off your day with, damn, I gotta wake up, I gotta go to this job that I don't even like, I gotta drive in traffic, there's factory workers within you shoveling in more negativity. And the same goes true with positivity. If you start off your day with gratitude, if you start off your day thinking that things would go well, internally you start to tell yourself, hey, you're gonna have a great day. You're gonna do well in that presentation. You're gonna close that deal. So one of the most simplest things you could do, and I say it's simple, but in reality, it takes some time, is changing that simple thought process of bad to good. The second thing that I took away from the video was the power of visualization. And the first thing that comes to mind is when SpongeBob does that little outline, and then the rainbow comes out. But he shares some of the practices that you can start to implement, whether it be writing your goals down, pen to paper, creating a vision board, because now you're opening up your mind to the possibilities, the things that can be. Time and time again, we're taught that we're worth certain things, but we're not taught how to shoot for the stars. So Steve Harvey shares a heartfelt story of when he was a child, and there's an exercise where the teacher asks to write down what they want to be when they grow up, and Steve Harvey puts he wants to be a TV star, and the teacher calls him up to the front of the class, and he's thinking, oh yeah, I did something good. I'm gonna get acknowledged for what it is that I wrote down. And the opposite happens. The teacher ends up humiliating him in front of the class. And one of the things that stood out to me when he was talking about this was, if you want to kill a big dream, you tell it to a small-minded person. And that hit, because a lot of the times we tell our closest friends or some of our family members what it is that we want to accomplish, and most of the times we get laughed at, or people tell us to come back to reality, and it can hurt. I can only imagine Steve Harvey when he was a child being humiliated in front of his class, and how that must have felt. He obviously he becomes extremely successful. He's all over TV, and he shares that every Christmas he ships out a TV to his teacher. But one of the things that I want to ensure, again, at least people in my surroundings that actually want to utilize me as a support system, is that whatever they set their mind to, they can accomplish. If they truly believe, they truly have faith. One of the next things that I took away from the video was the power of faith. Having the belief in something that's non-existent. A lot of the times when we dream big, we have no idea how we're going to get there. And Steve Harvey has a quote, and it reads, "Faith is the substance of things that you hope for." And it all starts off with hope. You can't get anywhere without hope. And we lose sight of that as we get older for some reason. That's why it's important that you share your vision and your goals with people that are open-minded and can support you with it. I know Steve Harvey, he talks a lot about the Bible, and he brings up certain proverbs, and a lot of it hits, because there's a lot of things that you could take away from it. It doesn't matter, your belief system, it's the teachings that you get from it. Lastly, of course, it's the obvious one. Don't get it confused. It's not a Mickey Mouse Disney movie where all of a sudden you have magical powers and everything comes into existence. In order to accomplish your dreams, you have to work for it, no matter what it takes. And you got to sacrifice certain things. You have to not give in to temptation when it comes to putting in those extra long hours. You got to be extremely dedicated. I think a good example of that wit mentality is Kobe Bryant. He talks about while everybody else was out partying, he was out in the rec room putting up shots. And I want to give a special shout out to my support system, Elevate Leaders. These are things that they've poured into me time and time again, to write down things, read them before I go to bed, when I wake up, to remind myself of the possibilities. And to be quite honest, I would even say that I've been thinking small, and it's time to shift that focus. Ironically, I was looking at my whiteboard today where I have my goals written down, and I saw a comment from my wife saying, "You got this." And that just reinvigorated my belief in myself to be able to do this, to be able to accomplish the goals that I want for my loved ones. I have written down that the reason that I do what I do is for my family. That includes my wife first and foremost, my 2 nephews, Moses and Luke, my sisters, Amaris and Susanna, and my parents, Raimundo and Dora. And they're the reason why I do what I do. And they're the reason why I will never give up trying to accomplish what it is that I want to accomplish. And I just want to remind you all, it's possible. So surround yourself with those people that are going to motivate you instead of discourage you. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. You got this.